Hello everyone, welcome back to IT Academy. Today I am going to discuss database, history of database, relational database, and then SQL. So, when you start to study databases, the very first question come to mind is what is database? In simple words, we can say that database is a systematic or organized collection of related information that is stored in such a way that it can be easily accessed, retrieved, managed, and updated. Databases are used for storing, maintaining, and accessing any sort of data. They collect information on people, places, things. That information is gathered in one place so that it can be observed and analyzed. Before moving to see the type of database, let's see some evaluation of database. We should know about the history of database too. The database started with a file-based system about 50 years ago. In the due time, it has gone through generation of evaluation. Databases were first introduced in 1968 as flat file-based database. Then hierarchical database came into the existence and lasted until 1980. IBM's first database, IMS, that is Information Management System, was based on this. Also, Charles Bachman developed the first network data model called Integrated Data Store (IDS). It was introduced in the early 1960s but standardized in 1971. And then in 1970, the relational database was introduced when E.F. Codd published an important paper that serves as an introduction to a relational database. And today, it is the era of relational database and database management. Okay guys, now we will see type of database. There are many different type of database. One example will be flat file database. That is similar to Excel spreadsheet. You can imagine Excel sheet which contain data of employees. This Excel table could contain data of employee ID, employee name, department, date of joining, etc. And then we would be able to manipulate the data by order by alphabetically like A to Z or Z to A, and we can even apply filter on any column to get particular data. As well, there is another type of database called document database. They are also known as a NoSQL or not SQL database. This database contain document rather than tables. They are very flexible and scalable, but they also have lots of downside as well. And then there are also relational database. These are the most popular type of database around today. If you think of most popular databases such as Oracle, MySQL or SQL Server, these are all relational databases. So now we are going to look what a relational database and what a relational database management system is. So in a relational database, the data is stored in a table which are referred to the relations. Table are just like a table in a Excel. They contain columns and rows of the data. This table can be linked together in a relationship. It is this relationship between different tables in the database that makes relational database so powerful. They allow us to identify a piece of data in a relation to another piece of data within the table. So now let's take an example of this table relationship. We have an example of employee table. This table contains data about some employees. So we have an ID column to identify each employee. We have employee first name, last name, date of joining, and you can see the final column called department ID. The department ID column is used to link the data in the employee table to the data in another table within the database. In this case, other table in the database is department table. This table contains data on a departments of the employee. So we have a department name, location, and you can see the first column is ID column. This ID column in the department table is linked to the department ID column in the employee table. So these two tables are linked and are said to be in a database relationship. From these two tables, we can match the data and see which employee work in a which department. So we can see that Kathleen has a department ID equal to 3, and this matches the human resource from the department table. And we can also see that the department name with the IT has two employees from the employee table, Don and David, which has department ID is 4. So it is mean Don and David are working in the IT department. Like this, we can relate these two tables. When people talk about the databases, they are normally talking about the relational database management system. All the popular databases such as Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server are relational database management system or RDBMS. As DBMS have a collection of operations which provide to user an ease of performing operations like insert, delete, update, etc. RDBMS is a software to perform those operations. RDBMS are used to interact with a relational database. They provide tools and a query or a graphical user interface to interact with the database. We will be using SQL Server as RDBMS in this course. So now we will see what is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a language used to talk or interact with a relational database. We can write a queries using SQL to create table within the database as well as insert and modify the data and even retrieve the data from the database and much more. The syntax for SQL is very similar across the different database system so that SQL we learn in this course won't be just applied to the SQL server but we can also apply that to MySQL, Oracle and other relational databases. Okay guys, now we know about databases, DBMS, RDBMS and SQL. While to summarize all today's session, I can say data is a vital piece of information. Database is a collection of related data. DBMS is a system to store and manipulate the data present in a database, while RDBMS is a software that used to control the database or a DBMS. And lastly, SQL is a language to interact with the relational databases. So that's it for the today's session. I hope you like this video. Then see you in the next session. Thank you for the listening and have a great day.